Welcome back to Smart Family. I'm Connie Colla. You know, when you're in the grocery store buying fruits and vegetables, now more than ever, I think a lot of us wonder where our produce comes from. Well, at the Agritopia Community Garden in Gilbert, not only do you get a chance to grow your very own organic food, this adventure comes with the ability to socialize and share tips with other passionate gardeners. Take a look.
The garden is basically 43 plots that we rent out to people, and there's probably about 100 gardeners. It's the largest community garden in the valley, and the idea is that people are able to grow their own produce.
Look at everything, it's doing fantastic. We had a whole bunch of peas over there. We ate all of those already. The corn's doing really good, it's coming out, the silk is out.
And what we provide is the plot, the water, and then like common area, because we want to have it be actually a community of gardeners, just not a community garden.
The tomatoes are doing awesome.
So the idea of community, talking about growing.
One of the ladies over in one of the gardens told me about fish emulsion. So I've been using fish emulsion, which is all natural. We come together in the garden and I've met great new people with lots of, we've all got a passion for gardening.
You don't have to live in Agritopia, and a lot of different people come from Mesa, Chandler, Tempe, even Scottsdale to have a plot. And the pride of the various gardeners is what's made it special, because everybody wants to keep the weeds down, they want to do the best job they can with their tomatoes, and it's kind of a point of pride for each gardener. Well, first of all, it's therapeutic. So like if you've had a stressful day or anything like that, going out in the garden, there's something about doing that that's very, very peaceful, enjoyable.
I found a pickle already.
I can hardly stay away. I look for an excuse to come out here and do work.
Cool, what kind of things are you growing?
Tomatoes, peppers, squash, pickling cucumbers, lots of herbs, the sunflowers that got amazingly huge. My little daughter here planted them, and she thinks it's so cool that, you know, the little seed made the big plant. It is really good bonding time. They've made friends. We have a tiny backyard. So for them, they can run around, you know, just feel like they are so free here.
Food always tastes really fresh. Yeah, and better than store-bought things.
80% of our vegetable that we're eating at home comes from our own garden. And I'll go out and pick it like 5 minutes before dinner, I'll take it in, and it tastes a lot different. It's cheaper too. Basically, even though these plots are rented out, your total bill is so much less for buying produce.
It's fresh air, it's fresh vegetables, they're delicious vegetables. You can really taste the difference, you know, and it's fun. You know, it's hard work, it's getting your hands dirty, it's fun to do.
You know, if you go to the grocery store and you see a head of lettuce, you have no clue what the actual plant looks like, or the cabbage plant.
Here's one here.
Understanding more of where your food comes from, plus you know exactly what went on it, and so you know exactly where you're getting. Because you kind of are what you eat.
Oh my goodness, if you are what you eat, give it all to me. That looks gorgeous. Joe Johnston is here with us now. He's one of the partners from Agritopia, and you probably also know him as the very popular restaurant owner in Gilbert of Joe's Farm Grill, Joe's Real Barbecue, and Liberty Market. You're a busy guy.
Pretty busy.
And you're so low-key. That's the cool thing about
Well,
you.
I eat well, though. That keeps me calm. Keeps me very calm.
You do. First of all, tell people where that is in Gilbert, because it's right at a very easy corner to get to.
It is. It's at the corner of Higley and Ray, which is right off of the 202, the Santan 202.
Yeah, what a beautiful idea to bring that property to life. And so many people obviously lovingly doing what they do on their plot of 20 by 20.
For sure. It was our family farm, and so we had our own family garden back in the day, as well as cotton and so on. But yeah, it's beautiful, and particularly right now, it's just perfectly green.
Yeah. Help people understand what's in season, because I think that's a big part of, even if you go to the grocery store, buying that one fruit or vegetable that's so delicious right now today.
Yeah, well, I picked these this morning from the community garden, and there's a broad variety. There's everything from onions, leeks, carrots, we've got 2 kinds of cucumbers.
I'm going to make you go slow, because this is so beautiful, I just can't even stand it. Look at these eggplants, first of all.
And that's Japanese eggplant. These are like never bitter, never tough.
Yeah.
These are like Syrian cucumbers. They're in the melon family, and they're always sweet. They're never bitter again, never a tough skin.
These onions don't even look like you grew them in the ground. There's not a speck of dirt on them. They look like they're fake. They're not, though. I know. I'm holding it.
No, they're perfect. And we planted them back in October, so it took a long time to get here, but they've really sized up into beautiful, beautiful vegetables.
Okay.
And then, of course, we've got the artichokes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the penultimate of any gardener would be their tomato crop. And so we've got like an heirloom tomato. This one is green and stays green, but has full tomato flavor. We've got more conventional looking tomatoes like Early Girls.
Can I ask you a quick question as we keep going here, just for the gardeners out there who are frustrated like me? The birds eat my tomatoes before I can get them off the vine. What do you do?
We actually don't seem to have any trouble with it. I don't know what it is. There's other stuff to eat because we have grain and other crops in the area, so maybe it's not their favorite. They like the peaches pretty well, but...
Okay. I better feed the birds something else, I guess.
Oh, they are delicious. It's a smart way to go for the birds, but we have a couple of kinds of squash. This is what you would find like at food cities. So the Hispanic community uses this kind of squash. Then there's zucchini, which is more of the Italian style.
The darker one, sure, that we probably see more often.
Yeah, totally. And then we also have a couple, three kinds of beets. These are Kyoga beets from Italy. If you cut them, they've got rings inside, red and white rings inside. Then there's a golden beet. We've got bell peppers, Anaheim peppers, and of course, sweet corn, a famous Midwestern treat.
Yes.
And juicy peaches. So like at Schneff Farms right now, they're doing their peach harvest. We're doing our peach harvest, so
In fact,
a lot of good produce.
Tell us what's happening this weekend, because there really is a fabulous thing for people to jump in on.
Well, since we have such a bounty right now, what we're doing is we're actually having a... basically a
pick your own
thing, you know, because instead of us picking them, you will pick them.
Right.
It's from 8 to 2, and everything is £2 or $2 per pound.
Oh my goodness.
So basically, whatever you get, it's like the weighted average.
Right.
We weigh it, you can have all this stuff. We had peaches last time, just last Saturday, and this Saturday, all this stuff.
Oh my goodness. Joe, come on over here for a second, because for people who want to prep their garden, now of course things are kind of coming to the end, to the hot season. But as we get into the fall, what are some things we want to know about our soil?
Well, first of all, feeding the soil is the most key thing. Because in Arizona, a lot of times we have like caliche soil, which is very much like adobe.
Right.
And so we need to loosen it up. And then we need to add compost, because we're going to grow organically. We're not going to add chemicals. We're not going to add some of those name brand things, which I won't mention.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add compost to loosen up the soil, because ultimately if you feed the soil, that will give great vegetables.
Okay.
There's microbes in the soil. We've got to feed it. We've got to be able to have loose soil that air and water can go into.
Beautiful. We love it. Thank you so much for all of this. It's so fun to have you here and to be able to talk about all of this and see your gorgeous produce. It's the labor of love.
Well, thank you very much.
Hey, if gardening is not for you, but you do love all those veggies, you have to ask yourself, do I go organic or non-organic in what I buy, right? It's a common question. Well, an organization called the Environmental Working Group tested the Department of Agriculture's produce samples and found there are several fruits and vegetables that you're okay to buy in regular produce section since they're low in pesticides. And they call them actually the Clean 15. And you know some of these, of course. The onion, the avocado, the asparagus, the sweet potato, and the honeydew melon. Now there are many, many more as well of the Clean 15. Those are 5. You've got 10 more to go. And we've also got the worst offenders as well. And all of that is on our website at abc15.com. Just click on the Lifestyle tab at the top of the page.